Good afternoon, everyone. This is RCB News, and I am Ryan Bolin. This is just a special report that came in. Once again, it's from the Epoch Times, and I wanted to read this to you guys because Labor Day is coming, and some of you guys are want to travel and see family members and so forth. And hey, to get away from all the craziness. But I got some bad news for you. I got some bad news for you. You're not gonna be able to travel. You got to stay home. If you haven't been vaccinated, stay your tail home. Yeah, that's right. That's what I said. Stay your tail home. But guess what? It's not from me. It's from this person from the CDC. And this is an article in the Epoch Times that CDC Director Walensky tells unvaccinated people don't travel over Labor Day weekend. Says says the head of the Disease Center for Disease Control and Prevention recommended that people who are not vaccinated against COVID-19 should not travel over the forthcoming Labor Day weekend. Given where we are with the disease transmissions right now, we would say that people need to take their own risk into their own consideration as they think about traveling, Dr. Raquel Walensky said during a White House COVID-19 briefing Tuesday, adding that vaccinated people should wear masks. Get this now. Adding that vaccinated people should wear masks. I don't understand these people, man. Just if you are unvaccinated, we would recommend not traveling. But I'm going to add this part in it. If you vaccinated, we advise you wear a mask. So why get vaccinated if I got? Never mind. As with other recommendations from the CDC, Walensky's remarks has no legal authority. Thank God. The current 7-day average of new COVID-19 infections in the United States is about 149,000 cases per day, according to data provided by the CDC. So if you want to look that up, you can. If you have the Epoch Times, digital Epoch Times, or Epoch Times newspaper, you can look that up. You can look that data up in the CDC, or just go to the CDC website and look that data up. This is not made up. The number of deaths per 7-day average in the United States, the data shows, is about 985 per day as of August the 30th. Walensky's comments drew criticism on social media, with some noting that people who have not received the COVID-19 vaccine haven't listened to the CDC's recommendations anyway. Now, why do you think is that? It's because it changes every time you turn around. The CDC comes up with a different report. You should wear the mask. You shouldn't wear the mask. The vaccine is effective or it's not so effective. People don't know what to believe in. So a vast majority of people who are on this social media figure, what's the point? You guys are so inconsistent. People listen to people that's inconsistent, even if they're wrong. People listen to people rather that's consistent, even if they're wrong, factual. If you consistently keep saying something, people are going to tend to believe it's true. But if you say one thing one moment and then say another thing the next, people don't know what to believe, so they stop listening to you. Goes on to say, no travel for you, bad little children, wrote Dr. Robert Malone, who has self-identified as the key developer of the mRNA vaccine technology, on Twitter after her announcement. Walensky's suggestion that those who are not vaccinated should not travel also appears to tie in with vaccine passport mandates that were handed down in New York City, San Francisco, and other municipalities. Civil liberties groups have flagged such systems as potentially creating a two-tiered society of vaccinated and the unvaccinated. I'm going to end the article right there. You can read it for your own self on Epoch Times. But what I wanted to look at is the report which says two-tier society of vaccinated and unvaccinated. And myself and a few other co-workers were talking about the same issue, that all this is doing is causing more and more dividedness. And for those of us that understand Bible prophecy, what does the book of Revelation say? That if people do, I'm not saying the vaccine is the mark of the beast. Come on now, be reasonable. But if you look at the book of Revelation in the 13th chapter, the false prophet who will be a global religious leader who will have control over the economy will mandate that everyone get this mark, whatever that mark may be, and that if you don't have this mark, you will not be able to buy and you will not be able to sell. In other words, if you want to get something to eat, your tail gonna starve. You're gonna go hungry that day because you don't have this mark. And if you have a business and you want to sell things to people, guess what? You won't be able to operate in the business because you don't have this mark. What I personally believe is that this vaccine is preparing people for the mark of the beast. Why? Because as the article states, as the individual states in this article in the Epoch Times, this is eventually going to lead to a two-tiered society of people that's vaccinated and people that's unvaccinated. And people that's vaccinated gonna feel special. Ooh, I'm vaccinated, man. I'm cool. I'm into the in crowd. I'm in the group. I'm powerful. And all you puns, you misfits that don't get vaccinated, you guys don't care about nobody. You selfish. What this is going to do is going to not only cause be a two-tiered society, but it's going to put people against each other. Husbands against wives, wives against husbands, children against their parents. You know, business people against other business people. You know, it's going to really cause a lot. Church, even in the church, I personally believe it's going to divide the church because you have some churches that believe in the vaccine, that people should get the vaccine. You have some churches that don't believe in getting the vaccine. I myself am not an advocate for it or against it. What I am an advocate against is mandating it, forcing people to get it, and using fear to get them to get it. I'm against that. But if you want to get it, that's your choice. I'm not going to treat you no different than anybody else. You know, if that's you, that's on you. Me personally, I don't want to get it simply because I don't feel the need to. Since, what was it, 2019, since this thing's been going on, I haven't gotten sick at all. Now, that can be contributed to me washing my hands more, you know, putting a mask on and preventing, the particles or whatever from getting into my system and washing my hands more often than I usually do. That can contribute to that. But I didn't need any vaccine. You know, I didn't need any vaccine, you know, and I've been I haven't caught, I mean, it's crazy because since 2019 until now, I haven't caught any kind of real major sickness. Now in 2019, I must admit, at the end of 2019, when this virus was supposedly starting up, I did get sick because I had just started a new job at Tower City, downtown Cleveland. And I had gotten sick, and I told my boss that I wasn't going to be able to come in because I just was feeling terrible. I mean, I was just feeling terrible. Who's to say that wasn't the vaccine? I mean, the virus. It might have been the virus. Now, they say one of the symptoms of the virus is it's hard to breathe. Well, I wasn't having that problem. It felt like I just had the flu or felt like I was coming down with a bad cold. I went home for that day. Next day, I was better. So let's assume that was the virus, or a touch of the virus, or a hint of the virus, and that which was to come. Well, heck, I built an immunity over it because since then I ain't never had anything similar to it. So I don't feel no need to get it. Besides, there's other reasons why I don't want to get the vaccine. It's just up and down, back and forth, and I don't feel that I should be forced to take it. But nevertheless, according to Dr. Walensky, you guys, it's suggested that you don't travel over the weekend or during this Labor Day weekend, whatever, unless you are vaccinated. Now, look, I didn't say it, she did, but nevertheless, it is what it is. Listen, you know, you got to get your own facts, man. You got to get your own facts. You got to study. You got to do your homework. My whole thing is this: look, don't let anybody, you know, make you feel like a fool and control your mind, manipulate you. Look, we're gonna have to start fighting back. I remember what I forget who it was. I think it was it was Brandon T. Tatum. I was watching his YouTube channel earlier today. It was entitled "We Have to Fight Back," and what he basically was saying was that people that don't want to get the vaccine, they should have that right not to get the vaccine. And saying we need to fight back. We need to say, look, man, I don't want to do this. We need to trust God. You know, so far, thankfully, to God be the glory, they haven't required a vaccine on my job. I'm hoping that they don't, but I pray that I take a stand if they do. I just don't want to do it. It's just my right. And you're not going to get sick if you get around me. Talking about, well, you didn't get vaccinated. You going to get, man, come on. It has already been said by the CDC themselves that the vaccine only decreases the symptoms. It does not prevent the spread of the disease or any of that. People who have the vaccine still get the virus. Now you can argue, well, that could be based on certain, problems, pre-existing condition that they have, but that's beside the point. The point is, you still get the virus. It's beside the point. So all this inconsistency should be a wake-up call for people to say, well, hey, wait a minute, something's not right here. We're being manipulated, we're being played. But listen, to each his own. I just want to give you that bit of news. Take that in consideration before you travel now. It's a no-no. It's a no-no. But if you all like this video, press the like button, leave your comments, share this video, and subscribe. Thank you very much, and see you once again on RCB News. I am Ryan Bowling.